It all started unraveling with a knock at the door and a suitcase full of drama. I'm noticing that you guys didn't subscribe to the channel. Please do subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. So here's where it begins. I'm 35, living in Denver, and I just finalized my divorce from my wife, Emma. We were together for 6 years, married for 2. Looking back, I probably should have seen the train wreck coming. The warning signs weren't just red, they were practically neon. But I ignored them, because I loved her. Or at least, I thought I did. The cracks in our relationship had a name, Stacy. Emma's best friend since college. You ever meet someone and instantly know they're bad news? That was her. Loud, self-absorbed, always needing to be the center of attention. From the first moment, it felt like she was sizing me up, looking for any weakness she could exploit. But Emma? She was blind to it. To her, Stacy was a ride or die, someone who'd been through every breakup and meltdown. So I tolerated her, for Emma. That tolerance ran thin quick. Things really started to sour during our wedding planning. I proposed after 3 years. We were already living together, and it just felt like the next natural step. Emma was ecstatic. So was I. Until Stacy started butting in. First, she trashed our color scheme. Too basic, she said. Then she demanded we add vegan options to the menu because, apparently, half the guests would want that. There were like 2 vegans total. And then she dropped the biggest bomb. She wanted to walk down the aisle before the bridesmaids. Her reasoning? I'd been through every one of Emma's breakups and hard times. This day is about celebrating who stood by her, not just the marriage. I laughed at first. I thought it was a joke. But Emma actually considered it. When I pushed back, reminded her this was our wedding, not a Stacy tribute show, Emma accused me of overreacting. Stacy acted like I'd insulted her soul. Wow, didn't realize your fiancé was so controlling, she said. Emma didn't defend me. Instead, she folded. If it makes her happy, what's the harm? So yeah, Stacy got her solo strut down the aisle. She walked like it was her red carpet moment. I saw the judgment in my parents' eyes, but I just smiled through it. I figured once we were married, this nonsense would die down. She'd fade into the background. Big mistake. Huge. Instead of fading, Stacy dug in deeper. Emma couldn't make a plan without her. I already told Stacy she could come. Stacy thinks we should try this new spot instead. It was like we were in a throuple, me, Emma, and Stacy. I brought it up gently. I know she's your friend, but maybe we need some space. Boundaries. Emma got defensive. She's done so much for me. You don't get it. Maybe I didn't. I wasn't there for their college years. But I knew one thing, Stacy didn't respect me or our marriage. And Emma couldn't or wouldn't see it. I wanted to believe maybe it wasn't intentional. Maybe Stacy just didn't know how to back off. But deep down, I knew. She didn't like me. Never had. And the more she inserted herself, the more obvious it got. I should have put my foot down. But I didn't. I didn't want to cause friction. So I let it slide. And by the time I realized how much influence Stacy had, it was too late. About a year into our marriage, things had finally mellowed out. We had a rhythm: work, date nights, lazy weekends. Then one Friday night, Stacy showed up unannounced, sobbing like the world had ended. Emma and I were prepping tacos, and I was halfway through chopping onions when the doorbell rang. Next thing I know, Stacy's in our living room, clutching Emma like a shipwreck survivor. Mascara streaked, duffel bag in hand. He left me, she cried. I can't do this alone. Emma looked at me with that helpless look and said, "We'll talk later." I knew where this was going. And sure enough, after some back and forth about how she had nowhere else to go, Emma turned to me. Can she stay a few days? Just until she's on her feet? What could I say? No? I forced a smile. Yeah. Of course. At first, I gave her space. Breakups suck. I get it. But those few days turned into weeks. Stacy took over the guest room and destroyed it. Clothes everywhere. Takeout containers piling up. She lived on the couch, binging reality shows like she paid rent. Twice, I came home to her sprawled in PJs, inhaling chips like a gremlin, barely acknowledging me. She trashed the kitchen too. Tried to cook, left a mess. Dishes stacked, half-eaten meals everywhere. I talked to Emma. She's treating this place like a hotel. It's not fair. Emma wavered. I know. She just needs more time. 2 weeks turned into a month. I finally lost it when I found my tools scattered in the yard. Stacy had been processing her emotions by painting wood scraps with my power drill and saw. That was it. I told Emma, she's gotta go. I'm done. And for once, Emma didn't argue. I sat both of them down. We've done what we can, Stacy. But this isn't sustainable. You need to find somewhere else. She called me heartless. Said I was kicking her out at her lowest. But I didn't budge. A week later, she left in a huff, muttering about how Emma deserved better. For the first time in weeks, the house felt like home again. But I knew deep down this wasn't over. Stacy wasn't done. Not even close. And then came that fateful brunch. The one that changed everything. I stayed home that Saturday, thinking I'd finally have a quiet day to knock out some errands, groceries, laundry, a bit of yard work. Nothing exciting. By the time Emma got back from brunch, I was in the kitchen unloading bags of food. I greeted her like usual, but something was off. She barely looked at me, mumbled a hey, and disappeared into the bedroom. I just stood there for a second, holding a bag of apples, wondering what I'd done. Maybe she was tired. I let it go. But the rest of the day? She was like a ghost. Cold, distant, eyes locked on her phone. Every question I asked got a one-word answer. I'm fine, she kept saying. Except she wasn't. I figured maybe Stacy had dumped some fresh drama on her, wouldn't be the first time. But that night, things got even weirder. Emma barely touched her dinner and went to bed early. When I climbed in later, she was curled up on the far edge of the bed, pretending to be asleep. I lay there staring at the ceiling, my gut telling me something was really wrong. The next morning, I couldn't take it anymore. Emma, seriously, what's going on? You've been acting weird since brunch. She hesitated, eyes avoiding mine. Then finally, she said, I need to ask you something. And I need you to be honest. Of course, I said, heart already sinking. What is it? She turned to face me, her expression a storm of anger and hurt. Were you with someone else yesterday? I blinked, totally blindsided. What? No. What are you talking about? Stacy said she saw you, she snapped. Said you were in your car, making out with some woman in a parking lot. I stared at her, stunned. It was so far out of left field I almost laughed. But the look on her face killed the joke before it started. She was dead serious. Emma, that's insane. I wasn't with anyone. I was at the store. Grocery shopping. She described your car, Emma shot back. Said you were wearing your brown jacket. She even said it was the strip mall near Main Street. Yeah, because that's where the store is. I was there. Buying bread. Not making out with anyone. Then why would Stacy say that, she demanded. That question hit me like a punch. Not are you sure she's mistaken? Not even could there be a mix-up? Just straight to why Stacy would lie like the idea was unthinkable. I don't know, Emma. Why don't you ask her? Because I didn't do anything wrong. But she wasn't hearing me. I don't know what to believe, she muttered, shaking her head. Stacy wouldn't lie about something like this. That broke something in me. You've known me for 6 years. Do you really think I'd cheat on you? In a parking lot? She didn't answer. Just stared at her hands. I need time to think, she finally said, voice barely above a whisper. The next few days were torture. She moved into the guest room, said she needed space. Every time I tried to talk, she shut me down. I'm not ready, she'd say. I need more time. Meanwhile, I was drowning in frustration. Stacy had finally done it, driven a wedge between us. But what haunted me more than her lie was Emma's reaction. She didn't trust me. That's what hurt the most. A week later, Emma packed a bag and left. No real explanation, just that she needed to figure things out. I didn't stop her. I didn't have the energy. The next morning, I got a text. I think it's best if we separate for now. I'll have my lawyer send over the paperwork. Just like that. No fight. No conversation. No closure. 6 years, wiped away with a message. In the weeks that followed, things only got worse. Word spread. And guess who made sure everyone heard her version? Yep, Stacy. People started acting different around me. Mutual friends gave me side eyes or avoided me altogether. Even some of my family asked, is there any truth to what they're saying? It was like I'd been dropped into a nightmare where I was the villain and nobody cared to ask for my side. Emma stayed silent. No texts. No calls. Just a void. At first, I was furious. But over time, the anger cooled into something sharper. Colder. If she couldn't even talk to me, couldn't even trust me enough to hear me out, maybe I didn't need to keep fighting for her. Let her stay under Stacy's thumb. I was done begging for a marriage where I was always second to her best friend. And then, 2 months later, on a quiet Thursday night, something unexpected happened. I was eating dinner, scrolling through my phone, when I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Hi, this is Marissa. I know Stacy lied about you. Can we talk? I stared at it, confused. Marissa, the name rang a bell. A party Stacy and Emma dragged me to, maybe 2 years ago? I almost ignored it, but the way she said it, I know Stacy lied. That hit different. I texted back. What do you mean? What lie? Her response came instantly. And what she told me next would change everything. Cheating. That was the lie that blew up my marriage, and now, I was staring at proof it was all made up. Marissa, one of Stacy's old friends, had reached out of the blue. I know Stacy lied about you, she'd said. I think you need to see the proof. So the next day, I met her at a little coffee shop downtown. She was already there, nervously fidgeting with her phone when I walked in. I sat down across from her, a tight ball of curiosity and dread lodged in my chest. Thanks for meeting me, she said. I wasn't sure you'd want to. Well, here I am, I replied. What's this about Stacy lying? Without a word, she pulled out her phone and handed it over. I've been friends with Stacy for a long time, she said. But after this, I can't keep quiet. You need to know what really happened. The messages she showed me were brutal. Stacy had confessed everything. Stacy, OMG, Emma actually left him. She believed me. LOL. Poor F******. Marissa, wait, what are you talking about? Stacy, I told her I saw him making out with some rando in his car. You should have seen her face. Priceless. Marissa, why would you do that? Stacy, because he's a controlling jerk and she's too dumb to see it. I had to help her. It got worse. Stacy, it's not like their marriage was gonna last. Emma's so gullible, she'll believe anything I say. Now I don't have to hear about her perfect marriage anymore. Gag. I had to stop reading. My hands were shaking, jaw clenched so tight it hurt. She really said all that. She planned it. And Emma fell for it. Why are you telling me this now? I asked. Marissa sighed. I guess I was scared. Stacy's intense. But I couldn't live with it anymore. It's not fair to you or Emma.
I took screenshots, thanked her, and drove home in a daze.
Furious. Not just at Stacy, but at Emma. And, yeah, at myself. I'd let this woman manipulate us for years.
But now, at least, I had clarity.
Proof.
I wasn't the one who broke our marriage, Stacy did.
And Emma helped her do it. That night, I forwarded the screenshots to my lawyer and then sent Emma a text. We need to talk. It's important.
She replied faster than I expected.
What do you want?
I have proof Stacy lied.
Can we meet?
She agreed to meet at a park near her new place. I wasn't trying to win her back, I just needed to clear my name. When Emma showed up, she looked nervous, arms crossed.
What's this about? She asked. I handed her my phone. Read this.
Her eyes scanned the messages.
At first, nothing.
Then her face changed.
Shock. Hurt.
Pale as paper. She handed the phone back with trembling hands.
She lied, she whispered. Yeah, I said, my voice tight. She lied about everything. Made it all up.
Emma sat down hard on the
bench. I didn't know. I didn't think she'd ever. You didn't think, I cut in, sharper than I meant to. You didn't even ask me.
You just believed her. And you let her ruin us. Tears filled her eyes.
I thought I was doing the right thing. Stacy's been my best friend for years. I trusted her. Well, that trust just cost you your marriage. She broke down then. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Please, we can fix this. Counseling, whatever it takes. I shook my head. I don't think we can. It's not just what Stacy did.
It's how fast you believed her.
How little you trusted me. I was stupid, she sobbed. Please, just one more chance. I looked at her, and for a moment, I almost gave in. But then I remembered the isolation, the shame, the friends who ghosted me. The nights I lay awake wondering what I'd done wrong. I'm sorry, Emma. I can't. This isn't just about forgiveness, it's about trust. And once that's gone, it's gone. She didn't try to stop me as I walked away. And for the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe again. That night she sent a long apology text, begging me to reconsider. I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. Instead, I forwarded the screenshots to a few of the mutual friends who'd ghosted me. I didn't include any commentary, just let Stacy's own words speak for themselves. And they did. Loudly. Apologies started rolling in. I'm so sorry for doubting you. You didn't deserve this. Let me know if there's anything I can do. But I didn't want their pity or their friendships. If they were so quick to believe the worst about me, they were never real friends to begin with. As for Stacy? I didn't confront her. Why bother? She'd already revealed who she was. And soon enough, karma stepped in. Mutual friends started cutting her off. Marissa shared the screenshots with others, and the story spread. Stacy tried to defend herself, claimed she was just looking out for Emma, called me controlling and toxic, but nobody bought it anymore. She's spiraling, one friend told me. Posting long rants on social media, saying she's the real victim. I checked her profiles, incognito, of course. The comments were brutal. People called her out, hard. You ruined a marriage. Maybe take a good look at yourself. Finally, she was being seen for what she really was. Emma didn't fare much better. She moved back in with her parents, and her mom, who'd never trusted Stacy, tore into her. You threw away a good man for a liar. How could you be so stupid? Emma tried reconnecting with old friends, but most of them kept their distance. She looked miserable, according to Sarah, one of the few who still talked to her. She's trying to put on a brave face, but it's obvious she regrets everything. Then Stacy lost her job.
Marissa, who still worked with her, texted me, "Stacy got fired today."
Turns out, the drama followed her into the office.
Nobody wanted to work with her, and eventually, her boss let her go for interpersonal issues.
Poetic justice. Months later, I ran into Marissa again at that same coffee shop. We chatted a bit, catching up.
"Emma reached out to Stacy a few weeks ago," she said, rolling her eyes.
"Tried to make peace. What happened?" Stacy laughed in her face.
"Told her she was pathetic."
Figures. Stacy never takes responsibility for anything. Looking back, I can't say I'm glad all this happened, but I am grateful for where I landed. Stacy and Emma's toxic friendship was a ticking time bomb. I just happened to be the one standing too close when it blew. But in the end,
they destroyed each other.
And I got to walk away. Clear-headed. Free.
If this story resonates with you, let us know in the comments how you'd handle something like this.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.